How did I find my way into these three plays? Well, the first thing that struck me from a thematic point of view was that in these plays, all three plays, the main characters are forced to ask themselves a question. Am I defined by my work, or do I define what my work and career is?
Anyone want to join me? Working extra shift? Pizza party?
Nah. You can't make us step. We're freelance. We have lives.
That's a very apropos and personal question for me. The world of the theater just sort of closes in on you, and then the next thing you know, you have only the world of theater and only your colleagues, and you've forgotten everything else outside. It's very easy to get swallowed up by a career.
Just doing my job. You want to do your job. Next time you look to me, you let me handle these types of situations.
She was in the way!
She's out of the way now.
In all three of these plays, the main characters are faced with possibly getting swallowed up by a career that is perhaps not the healthiest career for them to be in.
3 months ago, we were laughing about this, Bob. You had a sense of humor about it. Come on, it's a movie. That's all. And it's not your fault. It's just a movie. A child hasn't died, Bob.
Jeff, this isn't supposed to be a hobby. This isn't a weekend tennis match. This is supposed to be our lives.
In two of the plays, people make choices to get out, and in one of the plays, a person does not make the choice to get out with dire consequences. So that was the way in for me, to see that thematic linkage in all three of those plays. And then the challenge, the exciting challenge became for me as a director, how do we put three plays together into a single evening and hope that we can make that question ring out for the audience? And so that's been our biggest and most exciting and fun challenge. How do you weave these three very disparate plays together? How do you make sure that it's clear to the audience that it's three completely different worlds, and yet they are linked thematically? My thoughts started actually in the design world, thinking about what are the things that define office. When I say office, what do you think of? You probably think of cubicles, you probably think of phones ringing and computers, right? Well, that was the beginning of our design process. We put cubicles into the show, cubicle walls, which are going to feel very familiar, which become, in the second play, projection screens to show all different locations. So immediately we're using those cubicle walls that shift, that change, to indicate that the workplace is not necessarily what you stereotypically think it to be. The phone ring became a great bridge for us between the Jerry and Tom world into the Washed Up on the Potomac world, because phones ring in both plays. The phone ring tells you in the audience something new is happening. You're about to experience a completely different idea.
Answer the phone, Tom!
The audience answers the phone, so to speak. They get a whole new play. So those are the two, between the cubicle walls and the phone rings, those are the two sort of design ideas that we've had to stitch the evening together into a coherent whole.